People talk about this player, this teenager, as being like a playmaker. They're like, Denmark have Eriksson, Norway have Ødegaard, and now Sweden has Bergvall. And it's like, I don't think that's who he is at all. I don't think he doesn't remind me of Madison. He doesn't remind me of De Bruyne. He reminds me of Frankie de Jong. And in that profile, what I mean is a really, really technically gifted, yes, and those things he shares with those playmakers. But a really technically gifted carrier of the ball, a box-to-box, technically very pretty, very skillful player who gets shots in the box. And this is the aspect of this game that people aren't talking about. This guy moves in the box real nice. This guy arrives in the box for shots. And not just foot shots. This teenager is leaping, right? This kid's got a head on him. A blonde, very square jaw, and he can head the ball. This is, for me, the profile that we were looking at when we were looking at Gallagher, when we were looking at Ramsey. He can play as an up and down number 8. He can sit in a 2-man midfield, or he can play ahead of the ball and just focus on getting shots in the box. This is the profile that we're looking at. Someone who can allow us to lean more towards a 4-2-3-1 or lean more towards a 4-3-3 and let Madison come towards the ball more. So I mean, yeah, he's a teenager. He's literally an adult as of just a couple of days ago. He's been playing in not a high tier league, so it's hard to speculate about his immediate level, but obviously the talent is huge. But in terms of the profile, this is absolutely the profile. Gets up and down, decent defensive work, shots in the box, outstanding ball carrier.
I watched the compilation that I imagine everyone watched, which was the Lucas Bergvall "Welcome to Barcelona" compilation.
Welcome to Barcelona,
on YouTube, which is breathtaking. Makes him look like the greatest player there's ever been and ever will be. But the player he reminded me of the most when watching that compilation was Moussa Dembele. So it kind of does tally a little with what you're saying, and it was the way he moves past his opponents that I found Dembele like. He goes past them, he tempts them in, and they know what he's going to do. They know he's going to drop his shoulder or dribble like off to his right. He's always using his right foot every single time. And yet they can't stop him. He's too good. His balance is too good. His weight's planted correctly every single time, and he just gets away and he accelerates past them, just like Dembele did in his left foot. And that's why he reminded me of him. Obviously, he's getting a lot more shots in the box than Dembele, or certainly latter stage Dembele did. But Dembele started off as a player to get shots in the box. So yeah, that was the comparison that I immediately thought of when watching his compilation.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess like obviously Dembele was like ultra secure, whereas Bergvall is considerably more risk taken, and he will lose the ball, unlike Dembele who never lost the ball.
Yeah,
he'll also take risks with his passes occasionally. But most of the time he plays safe with his passes, and this is where he's not anything like De Bruyne, Madison, Eriksson, Ødegaard. Most of his passes are backwards, sideways, safe, secure, simple. Occasionally he'll have a cross, occasionally he'll have a through ball, but his game isn't built around those things, and that's why he's not a playmaker for me. He's a box to box number 8.